My name is Vincenzo Bondi.
81 years old.
June 4th, 1928.
I born in Sicily, Trabbia, a small town, vicino Palermo.
But my ID shows 6, because you know why? Because on the 4th was a Saturday, and the city hall was closed. So I had to wait the 4, 5, 6 till Monday. So that's when the ID shows up now, 6.
As a child, because we would live across the road to my grandmother, and matter of fact, I was stay with my grandmother for quite a bit.
Well, I remember that I had one sister, Solina, and she wants to go someplace, always be with her. All your hands, and walking here, so walking to that. And the mostly pleasure that we had those days, friends.
And I remember one day that I was little, and one of my uncle, he just come back from the army, and he was dressed like a soldier. And so he opened the door and he come in, and I was a little girl. I got scared that I see this guy dress up and come in, and I started to scream. My grandmother said, "Oh no, what about it? That's my son, that's my son." I said, "No, I didn't know that." So he hugged me, and so I grew up with my grandmother.
Best thing that I remember that I was about 14 years old, 14 years old, which now we talk about 1942, 1943, So we had the wartime come in between 1942 and 43. So all of a sudden, we were downtown walking, and we see all these American soldiers, big trucks, you name it, this and the other. I said, "Oh, Mamma mia, look at you, watch this, watch that." So us kids, we're scared, So everybody went home. I said, "Mommy, Dad, you know what I saw? You know what I saw? What? Coming downtown and see all trucks, days and days to come in." What they did, so they went park just outside town. They had about 25 acres of land, olive trees. They walk right in and dump some of the trees out of there with bulldozer, then make their own home.
And then my grandmother, she had the orchards, which they have a lot of fruit, and I grew up with her, because I picked up the fruit in a basket, and then my uncle used to put in a big basket, and take in Palermo to sell it. I remember from school that I was living not too far from the school. My teacher, she had a house with the little children, and she used to send me home, play with their own children. Instead of making me study, she was sending me to her home, which I didn't mind. It was nice.
2 days after, for a friend of mine, he says, "Hey, Vincenzo," he said, "You want to go see the armies?" I said, "What?" He says, "Let's go over there. Maybe we can ask them to wash your clothes."
But the war was, like I say, we were so little. And then when the war started, the people used to knock on the door, and they want money, they want matter of fact, they take all the gold that the people have, because they want to sell it to buy army for the soldier to go in the war. And matter of fact, some people, then they find out, they take the old gold and put it inside, because they don't want it given to them.
We don't know how to say one word in English, but we make understanding what we're looking for, only by hand.
And then when we started to bombard, and I remember it was next door to us, it was lady, and the sister was living 3-4 blocks away, and in the middle of the night they throw a lot of bomb, and then she said, "Oh my God, it's closer to my sister. I don't know, I'm going to go see maybe my sister die. And she did. Her sister with her husband. And it was everything destroyed in that road.
One day, the captain cut to me. He says, I need someone to go with me in Palermo to buy the grocery, to buy the fruit, because the army didn't have a fridge. All had one big stove. You cook it, that's it, you know. I said, what? He says, I said, no. He says, let me come home, okay, let me talk to your mommy. So I come with the Jeep, sit in the back with him, with the driver, go to my house. My mother, hey, the capitano, entra. It was starting to make a coffee, she made the thing. So captain said, Signora, I'd like to say something to you. I am so pleased with your son. I have one baby home, just like him. And it's the first time I saw him, I fell in love with it.
And one day, I never forget, it was my 14 years old birthday, and they come in, I don't know why, I never know why this America, they're supposed to help us. Instead, they come in 500 planes and bombard Palermo. 500 planes bombard. Why? They look for the Germany. How can you see the German from up there? You throw the bomb, you don't know who you kill it. Who is the German? It's there, it's here, it's there. You kill us. I don't know why they did that.
With my mom, we had a second cousin. And we used to live same street. Me to go downtown, I had to pass her house.
And when he come in to ask for my hand in marriage, my mother told me, I said, well, where for everybody else you never telling me? Why are you telling me for him? He said, well, he's a relative, and we know him, he's a good boy. I said, I don't know, do what you want to do, I don't care.
Once there was a guy that liked my wife. But she has no idea who this guy was.
Celina, she was engaged already. And her mother said, Vince, Lina, she have to get married first. And you have to go in the army. And when you come back from the army, then you're going to go to see the girl at night. And so I said, okay.
So he was to go downtown. Soon as see Vincenzo, I'm going to break his face because okay, I don't want him to go past by there because I like the girl, so on and so forth. Friend of mine who was telling me that, I said, don't pay attention, forget about it. No. So anyway, this going on. It was for a long time. Once I got fed up. This guy was to go to next town, learn boxing, him. With the bike. Now we had one church, big steps, 24 steps, because I know at the time. So I was over there, wait for him. He came down with the bike. I saw him. I say, brother, name is brother. Where you going? I go over there. I say, can you give me a ride? Sure. He didn't say nothing to me about it. Sure, coming in. So, climb into the bike. It was the driver, right, okay. Just outside my town, there was a church on the side, okay, and a cemetery that side, and 4 steps going up. I said, stop it. I said, okay, I don't want to go over there. I said, why? So he stopped, so he get up. So they get up, 1, 2, 3, 4, down. Flat. His uncle was one guy, they belonged to mafia. He sent a note to me. Vincenzo, Santo, like to talk to you. I pick up 4 friends of mine. I say, you stay there, you stay there, you stay there. I was sitting here, okay, this guy over here, and it was set over there. How come? He says, what you do to my grandson? I says, they told you why? He said, well, he told me this. I says, no, that's not so. I said, this is my home. This is my street. She is my cousin. She's my hand. And I have a right, every time she called me, to go see her. I said, you open up his mouth because you don't want him in chance to pass the house because look the girl. He said, really? Point to him again. He said, next time don't lie to me. So and I walk home.
Where it was nice, we was not too far away from our home. We go walk, you remember Calvario, to the church. We just walk over there and we invite other relative and few cousins, few friends, and then we went not too far, like in a half an hour walking, and there was a place where we can dance and sweet.
So we stayed together almost about 9 months over there. And then, so meantime, my father sent me a letter, with the visa and so everything else, go to see him in Canada.
Well, then his father decided to go in Canada, which his uncle called him, and his uncle Luigi, and he have a factory.
So what does that photo mean to you?
That photo means to me a lot of memories, because this was the first day that I left in my country. To go to another country unknowing what you're going to do, unknowing who you're going to see it. Of course, I know my father wasn't there, but that's not the point. The point was that I'll leave all my friends over, all my mother back home there, or my brother, sister, okay, everything else.
And I left after 10 months. Then he called me. But
the picture here gave me a lot of memories, because I remember it was said we were up there, as a boat, as the ship moves, say goodbye, everybody, it's like you tear, you tear. This picture's got the best memory in my life.
And then when I went in Canada, I didn't know one word in English, so I did. I was looking for a job, so your father wrote me down in my hands and said, "You got a job for me?" So I went to dry cleaner, and this dry cleaner, there was few Italian people working there. But so I went to the boss. I said, "Sir, ci fece vedere la mano." Dice, "Oh, yeah, I know what you mean." Dice, "I got a job for you."
I started having my business, a bakery shop. Make bread, get up at 1 o'clock in the morning, make bread, and then people used to come in and make bread, sell the bread, go to the store, sell the bread, it was doing good.
And you know how much I was making? $18 a week. That's how much I was making.
I never make a pizza before. Back home, yes, we did, but not the same. As a matter of fact, the first customer we had, we don't use cheese.
And then after a little while, it wasn't even enough. And then your father built the backyard. He built the room. It was a big room, which was Venetian room.
And what year did you start?
May 1959. CJBK Radio. When they open up, they come to my restaurant. From there, they open up. Not from a station, from there. Well, she knows that we love.
Well, he said,
"Look at me." That's not what I want. I want you to look
at me.
Is it so hard to do?
I love you.
You love me.
So we thank Tony to come over here, Matilda, and the kids come over here. Especially Tony, he took his time, his knowledge, to bring the special camera to show us and ask us our previous memories, all the old memories, so which you see in the future. Maybe we're not going to be here, okay? But someday, you know, even sooner, you can see it. And 100 years from now, you can still watch it on.